bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, good evening and welcome back to Beyond the Ranch. My name is Mike.
I'm Erin.
And if you have never been here before, this is our twice a month live stream. And then of course followed by our Patreon only live stream. It takes place at the end of the month for our Patreon supporters as well. Thank you for joining us. I did make a short and put something up on the community tab on YouTube, hopefully to bring people in that have never been to one of our live streams before and have been watching videos and kind of say, hey, you know what, I'd like to find out more about what they do and why they do it. And that's why we have the Beyond the Ranch channel, because it is everything that's Beyond the Ranch. Mostly live streams at this point, although it would be kind of cool to do some extra stuff on there. I don't know. Whenever there's extra time, maybe.
That doesn't exist.
We can do that. This hood drives me nuts. I don't know why. I think it's like an oversized hood. It keeps on wanting to wrap around my neck.
Oh, yeah. I have that same hoodie. I can't say I've noticed.
Really? This is this, by the way, is our FBN Farmers Business Network sweatshirt that was given to us at NCBA, the conference that we went to in New Orleans. And the cool part is that they actually embroidered the Wyoming Life logo on their not on every one of their sweatshirts, just the ones that they gave to us.
Yeah, just the two they gave us.
Very cool that they went the extra mile to do that. You got a couple jackets or sweatshirts or something from them, didn't you?
Well, you got a Carhartt, I got a Carhartt.
Right.
And we each got hoodies.
You don't wear your Carhartt though, do you?
I haven't worn it yet. You haven't worn yours yet either.
I've worn it a couple times. I'm not a huge fan of Carhartts with hoods, because I usually have a sweatshirt that has a hood. Oh. So then I've got a hood and a hood.
But it's new and warm and you should wear it.
It is new and warm. It's a really nice jacket. I gotta have like a going to town jacket too. So maybe it'll be my, going to town jacket. I don't know. We will see. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us this evening. If you are new here, be sure to holler. We've got all our regulars here with us. Manny, Ranther, Evelyn, thank you very much for showing up. Susan, Teenage Farmer, haven't seen you in a while, and Feathered Life, along with our moderators, Jeff Lake, Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, William Dunn, and Bill the Tractor Man. Those guys are here with the blue wrenches, and they're mostly here just to smack us around and keep us in line. Also, they are here to grab comments, so if you guys see a comment, or if you've got a comment that we're not paying attention to, you can always try to or throw that question towards the moderators and see if they can get it up to us as well. We are home. We've been on the road now what feels like weeks in a row, but it really wasn't. We were in New Orleans.
Yep.
Got a week off, or a few days off. Not even a whole. Did we get a whole week off?
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole week off. Well, you got a whole week. I got a little bit more than a week.
Yeah.
And then
I came back on a Monday, and then we left again on Monday.
Right, and then we went out to California.
Yep.
To the World Ag Expo in Tulare, California.
Is your brain okay?
It's fine. It's been. I'm a little. I feel like I'm not like jet lagged, but I feel like I'm just kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. Like I've got. I'm just missing something. I don't know what it is. It's probably about 4 hours of sleep. It's probably what I'm missing. JP Merrick, thank you for the $50 super chat there. I'm so psyched. Best show on YouTube. Family fun, friendly information. It's better than most cable, and I'm also happy I sold my house. Well, congratulations on selling your house.
My brain's not working. I have an awful head cold. Yeah, and I don't have COVID or anything like that. I just have a normal head cold.
Where's my mask?
That I probably brought back from California.
I don't think that works on COVID, but maybe it does. Manny, does this work on COVID?
Say no cooties. So I'm going to try and not sneeze and not have to blow my nose 87 times during this live stream, but if the last 2 days is any indication, I'm going to.
And we can mute you or turn off your microphone or whatever if you feel like you're going to sneeze, and we don't want anybody's brains to get blown out by the repercussion of a giant sneeze through your screen, but let us know.
I'm trying to suck it up.
We'll push a button. Gary Astu looked after the kids while we were at Grammy was here. Yeah. They stayed with her while we were gone. So it's really nice having a multi-generational kind of ranch thing going on where we have that backup if we need it. So
and Carrie took care of the farm store and animals and the things.
Yeah, Carrie took care of everything. Honestly, is Carrie here?
Yeah,
she is. I thought she was on vacation or something.
She does have tomorrow off, but she's fetching dry ice for us in South Dakota.
I was going to say Carrie has today off, and she went to South.
Sunday.
Right. Okay, it's Sunday, but she still worked. She went and got dry ice because the way that the storms have been hitting us, our dry ice deliveries have not been working.
It's been real rough.
Yeah.
Dry ice it's been a struggle this winter, and we're supposed to get dry ice on Thursday. It's our dry ice week, but probably not going to get dry ice.
No.
We have another storm coming in. They're saying like 6 to 12 inches and 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Which will close roads down.
Yeah. So probably no dry ice again this week. There's no dry ice in town. Carrie bought all of it last week.
And now she bought all the dry ice in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Practically. I mean, this little side of South Dakota.
So I think we have enough to ship all the orders that we have now. If you order after tomorrow,
it'll get to you when it gets to you.
To be determined. I don't know. It's it is what it is. We get all of our dry ice. There's only one truck that brings dry ice, and it only comes every 2 weeks. So when 387 is closed, when I-80 is closed, it just messes us up. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Manny, Sprite and 7, and Seagram 7. Yeah, so that's what's going on tonight. I honestly, when we started shipping beef and pork, and when we opened it up to the entire channel, because we didn't really have this much problems, obviously, when we were just shipping to Patreon supporters.
Yeah, we did. Do you not remember?
I remember we had trouble, but it wasn't like as
it wasn't as
impactful.
It wasn't as, but we had a good 6 weeks in November and December last year that we didn't have any dry ice.
Right.
There was none being made at the time. There was a liquid CO2 shortage, but then we didn't have the blizzards. It's just been back to back to back, every 2 weeks blizzards. And even if it's fine here, the southern part of the state will be getting a blizzard, and they have a ton of snow down there. So.
And our dry ice isn't a local thing, right? So our dry ice delivery driver handles Utah, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, and parts of Colorado. So he makes a big loop, picks up in Salt Lake City, makes a big loop, and does a big drop-off. So if roads are affected in any one of those states, likelihood is we're not going to get dry ice.
And sometimes his company, Airgas is who delivers it.
Right.
They'll shut them down if there's an impending blizzard and stuff too. So it is what it is. It sucks. It's just super frustrating.
All this, though, don't let it discourage you from buying beef and pork online, because it will eventually get to you.
It will ship.
Sometimes you just got to be a little patient. In fact,
and it says right on that page,
week.
We ship on Mondays and Tuesdays. There's been some confusion about that too. People ordering on Friday or Thursday and being like, "Where's my meat?" We only ship Mondays and Tuesdays because we ship UPS 2-day. Sometimes it takes 3. Rarely it takes 3, but we can't ship on a Friday and have it sit somewhere. Can't ship on a Thursday, have it sit, on the weekend. So we ship Monday and Tuesday based upon availability of dry ice. It says that right on the homepage.
Exactly. Moving on to our next subject, which is Ethel. Ethel has not been in the goat pen lately. We've actually been letting her stay in the barn. Leonard, who was our rental donkey, he's moved to another pen so that he doesn't bother Ethel when she does decide to foal. And with the weather being kind of up and down, honestly, it's easier to keep her in the barn if we do need to bring her in. And she's pretty good about coming in and out and doing her own thing.
And Pepper,
she goes to bed.
Pepper, we've been letting Pepper go outside now and run around. And she's not mean to Pepper or anything.
Think so, yeah.
But we got a little tiny baby goat. She could have a foal at any point. We don't think Ethel's gonna, she's not in labor. She's not even close to being in labor.
She still just looks at you like
She's
this.
still pregnant. But
that's my Ethel impersonation.
Yeah. And we have had a lot of weather and stuff lately. So, if she's not in the goat pen, if you don't see her on the goat cam, don't be alarmed. It doesn't mean that she's having a baby. Or don't get too excited.
It could just mean that I'm being lazy and don't want to take her over there too.
That too.
It could mean that. Gwendolyn asked if we have a place to store dry ice. We do. We have a cooler that's made to hold dry ice, and I think it's about 400 pounds when we get it filled completely to the top. It does go away fast. That's the big problem.
Yeah, it sublimates.
Yeah.
We can usually get, depending on how many orders there are and stuff, but max it lasts is 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Making our own is an option. However, it's super expensive because you have to have bottled dry ice, or bottled CO2, so it doesn't work.
It's not effective. We don't have time for it. So it's more effective, time effective, and price effective, to do it the way we're doing it. Although it's not super great either. But usually, they make it down in the southern part by Cheyenne or something, and
they have a place in Cheyenne. They have a place in Salt Lake.
Yeah, and it's made from liquid CO2, and it's a byproduct of a natural gas well. So it's being that liquid CO2 is being pulled off of that well. You need huge amounts of liquid CO2 to make dry ice. So we looked into it. Like, we looked into all the options when we started doing this.
Yeah, you can buy a little machine on, I think it was on Amazon, that makes little dry ice blocks, but it takes like a whole tank of dry ice to make like 5 pounds.
And it takes time, and we don't have time. So thanks, Hugh, but I think we're good for this week, and then we'll see what happens on Thursday. If
yeah, we will see. Because Carrie bought Bellefouche and Spearfish today, so
we have
it's
enough
crazy.
to ship. If your order is in, it should go out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and it has to go out tomorrow because blizzard coming Tuesday.
Yeah, and we don't want it to get stuck in Billings or somewhere. Who knows where it would get stuck at.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that.
JB.
Oh, thank you, JB. Appreciate it. I never would have thought that this would have been. I guess when we started talking about shipping, like, I didn't think dry ice would be the problem. I knew it would be a problem, but I didn't think it would just be the problem.
Yeah, sometimes liners are the problem too. And again, it's all like blizzards.
Right.
Our liners they sat in Denver for a week.
Yeah.
So we couldn't ship 1 week because we didn't have any liners.
Well, we could have ordered earlier.
We did order in plenty of time.
Just saying. You can always order earlier.
We did. We ran out, and we always order before we run out. Like, it comes, there's 2 giant boxes, and usually when we crack into the second box, depending on like how busy the website's been and stuff, like UPS isn't closed tomorrow, so yeah, we can ship tomorrow. Usually when we crack into that second box, we'll order, and then we usually have them in plenty of time.
Yeah. Interesting.
Airgas is the only people that deliver to us, William. It's the only dry ice place that we can get. Norco doesn't do dry ice up here. We've tried, guys. We've tried all the options. Thank you for the help, but we really have. We've really we've like barked up every single tree that we can. So
Matt asked earlier, how was World Ag Expo? It was actually really good. Jeff Lake got a chance to come down, and from San Francisco, where he's at, he came down, hung out with us for like a whole day, and then that was a lot of fun seeing Jeff. You know, when you have people that you're used to seeing every single day, and then they're not around, and then you see them, and Jeff's growing his hair out. I'll tell everybody that. That might be a little bit of a surprise when he does return to the ranch. We were going to have hippie Jeff, but that's okay. We'll make him do some ponytails or something. We'll figure something out.
He can do hair tutorials.
He could do hair tutorials. We can braid it. Oh, can we do cornrows? Jeff and cornrows? No.
That's cultural appropriation.
Oh, is it really?
He's too white for cornrows.
The hair is too white. That's what Erin meant. Hair is too white for cornrows.
No, he's too white for cornrows.
From Teenage Farmer, random question: what's your favorite channel to watch on YouTube? Do you have a favorite channel on YouTube?
I don't really watch much YouTube. I've watched.
You're more TikTok.
I watch a lot of TikTok lately. Poppy and Petunia, they're the best. They're little mini cows in Tennessee. Yeah, you watch like zero social media. I watch content that's not like at all related to agriculture. Like I watch.
Are you kidding me? The miniature cows are
yeah, those guys. Yeah, those guys.
And you share like chicken videos all the time and horses.
From TikTok.
Right. That's agriculture.
Right, but like on YouTube, I don't watch. Like I watch like cooking stuff and what I eat in a day and grocery hauls and stuff like that.
I actually watch, here lately I've been watching their satisfying videos, like, little short clips that are all put together, and it's all like, hey, here's how different machinery or whatever it may be. And some of it is agriculture, so. I couldn't tell you a channel though, because I just find something and watch it and move on. I asked if we met the Hoof GP. I did not. We actually tried to find him. We actually knew where he was by the time every time we would go over to his booth, he was not there. He didn't come over to our booth. So
Maybe he did, and we weren't there.
He could have. We missed Graham altogether. I don't know if Graham is here. Sometimes he pops in on live streams. If you are here, send me an email, because I feel bad that I didn't get a chance to meet you in person at least. So kind of. There's 100,000 people that go through over that actually.
It's a lot.
Over 100,000 people go through World Ag Expo over 3 days, and it's amazing. We found Jeff Lake in the parking lot. Like he could have just.
That was a bit tricky.
Yeah, he could have just wandered around for a day, and we could have found him at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, it's crazy how many people are there. Just insane.
Grocery hauls are amazing. I love grocery hauls. I think it's so interesting what people buy.
What do they buy that we don't buy?
I don't know. They have like Costco and stuff. They have access to things I don't have access to.
Costco?
Yeah.
Like Kirkland brand?
Yeah.
That's all I know about Costco. And you can buy a casket there. I did hear that. Somebody told me you can buy a casket at Costco. And like a whole drum, or not a drum, a barrel of like whiskey at Costco.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it costs. Somebody probably knows, but
Poppy and Petunia are adorable. They are cute. I send you those videos. They're freaking cute.
they are cute. I'm not saying they're not cute. Matt's been watching cooking videos from South Korea.
I watch a guy on TikTok that lives in the Vietnamese countryside. He's American. It's interesting.
We have a few subscribers that are Americans that live in Asian countries, and so it's interesting to talk to them.
Yeah.
We're not going to have anything with like an eyeball in it here before too
No.
long, are we? You're not going to go that far, but
No. No. The Limpy cow's fine.
yeah, she's okay. We'll get her through her calf. And
Was it number 2? There's a steer too that's
there's a limpy steer. Oh, I thought you said lumpy.
limpy.
There's a limpy steer. He's okay. And then there is a cow. I think it's like 130 or 137. One of our older cows. She's got a facial lump, and I don't know if
she'll
it's
go.
probably an abscess from a tooth.
She
That's
had a small lump jaw at preg checking time, and the vet looked at her and said she'll make one more calf. 'Cause
Yeah.
it does eventually affects like how much they can eat and stuff. But
Trust me, she weighed like 1,700 pounds,
yeah,
so
so
she's okay.
fine. So,
But yeah,
so it's just one of those things. Like once they have lump jaw, there's nothing. That particular kind of lump jaw, there's nothing you can do. Obviously, quality of life becomes a concern, but you just watch her body condition, and yeah, the vet always will check up and be like, yeah, you can get one more calf, or she'll say, no, you need to sell it. So
and there is that, that quality of life that comes with everything. So if we're even like, number 12, I could have put him in a corral and then let him limp around a corral a little bit. But he'll get up, he'll come to food. He does lay down in the afternoon.
I
and
saw a
just kinda hang
steer,
out.
because I can see the steers if they come to one corner of that pasture, and there was a steer laying down and everybody else was up walking. I was like, oh, I bet that's that one.
Yeah.
But he seems to be better in the morning.
Yeah,
And
and he
then
gets tired
he
throughout
gets
the day. And who knows? I mean, I don't know what happened to him. He's got a little bit of a swollen joint. He doesn't like to put much weight on that front leg. That can be a bad thing, and things can go wrong because of that, but we'll just kind of hang out with him, see how he does, and check on him every day. Owl Ambassador Jeff, destroyer of recycling troll.
Owl Ambassador Jared.
Jared. Did I say Jeff?
Yeah.
Jared, sorry. I wonder how long you can make your name.
Well, apparently that long.
That might be worth trying. How many are willing to donate to a pool to have Jeff grow his hair until he returns, then have Carrie buzz cut his head and his beard in an episode? Jeff throws me off when he shaves, number one. When he did the handlebar thing last fall, shaved off everything, left the handlebar mustache. I couldn't even, I could look at him, but it was like, just every time I looked at him, I was like, wow, that's weird. So it just was easier just not to look at him. So
Jeff always says I'm mean to him, but you were like, your face is ugly.
I said
like,
your face is weird.
Funny.
I didn't say ugly. I said your face is weird. It was weird. When people go and change something, like...
He did get rid of his beard, Christy. He just had a mustache.
Yeah, he had like a handlebar mustache thing. So, yeah. And the long hair thing is going to throw me off too. I'm going to pull his pigtails. Why have we not seen Bean? She didn't get deported.
She's here.
She didn't get deported.
Oh, she's busy hanging out with Grace.
Yeah, her and Grace are buddies. She was in something. What did I have her in not too long ago? Could have swore she was in a video.
She's afraid of cows, guys.
She is. She's a sensitive soul.
Yeah, she is sensitive.
Daniel ordered a steak package last week, arrived on time, still frozen, 80-degree day here in Central Florida, about an hour away from Orlando. The dry ice works.
Yeah, it works great.
When we have it.
Yeah.
So.
When we have it. Got our boxes, liners, and dry ice, and inventory.
Exactly. BB Kern, I'm going to mess this up. BB Kern Sal, home's dead. Got a black Angus calf to raise for steaks, her second calf, trying to bring the Wyoming Life to South Carolina.
Awesome. Good
Why
deal.
not? Yeah, do it yourself. It's that easy. Unless you live in the city or something like that, it makes it a little bit harder.
The Air Equip does not tip. It is not that type of shoot. none of the Aeroquips tip on their side.
No, but we did see those at World Ag. Actually,
That's
near Graham's booth.
Yeah, that's a dairy specialty. There are no dairy. There's one, like, I saw a map one time of all the dairy cows in the state. There's like 500 dairy cows in all of Wyoming. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
500.
I didn't know there was 500. I mean, where are they take? I mean, I guess they're just.
In Powell, there's in that side of the state. They go to Billings, I think, there's a milk. There used to be. I don't know if there still is in Billings. No. Mike said that Jeff's face was ugly, not mine.
I didn't say it was ugly. I said it was weird. When he shaved his beard and left the handlebar mustache, it was weird. I didn't say it was ugly.
I didn't say anything about his face. Just like, cool.
She doesn't notice when I shave either, so it's all good. We don't. Jeff's off on an Uber run. Oh, look at that. You bringing something this way? Because that'd be cool.
Would you take a trip to visit Canada? I don't know. I've been to Canada.
I mean, we're over the drinking age, so there's really no reason to go to Canada anymore.
It depends. I mean, we need to have a reason to go there.
True. 38 days until the 30 and 30 begins. Matt's been keeping track of this lately. Mm-hmm. Although it's like a countdown to destruction.
I know, we're not as, I mean, like, it'll be fine, but, like, it's not as fun on our end as it is for you guys. So I don't know. I really kind of wish Matt would quit reminding us every day.
He's not reminding us. He's reminding everybody else. The 30 and 30.
He puts it in the group chat frequently.
The 30 and 30 is a lot of work on our part. But it is something that I think is hugely valued by subscribers, supporters, fans, whatever, friends of ours.
Yeah, no, it is a good time on the channel and stuff. It's just, by the end of it, it's pretty rough around here.
It's my fault.
Yeah, you're difficult towards the end. I know you guys appreciate it, and like obviously, like we feel it's worth it because we keep doing it. So obviously, we get something out of it too. This is not a one-sided relationship here.
That's true.
So, no, and I mean, it's just you never know. Like we've done it enough, like we kind of know what to expect, but at the same time, like it always seems to take a weird left turn in the middle of it.
Kinda,
yeah.
Well, and one of the hardest things with the 30 and 30 is where do you edit? When do you post videos? Matt and I were talking about it today. Like, I think we posted it and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Last year, I think we posted videos in the afternoon.
Yeah, you posted at 4 o'clock every day.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have to find some time in there to edit videos every day. Yeah. So either I stay up late at night and edit videos, or I get up early in the morning and edit videos, but there could be something happening at either one of those times. So, you know, it's hard to schedule around it.
You've always edited at nighttime, and I know you don't love editing at night, but it's always worked. With the, I mean, rare exception that once in a while you've been so exhausted that you've had to come to bed. But you're a lot faster at editing than you were the first 30 and 30. Like you were in bed by midnight most nights.
Yeah, like the first 30 and 30, I just filmed whatever happened during the day.
Well, you still do that.
No, I don't. So I still, now during the 30 and 30, I go out with somewhat of a plan. And I choose like something that happened throughout the day to film. So it's not like a day in the life of every day where I'm showing it from 8 to 5 or something like that. It's more, you know, here's a difficult thing that happened today, or here's something we dealt with today, or whatever. Yeah. It's not so much just a here's all day long kind
Try
of thing.
not editing. Not editing's not an option. Yeah, that's not. Will you scroll back up?
Maybe. I can try.
Yeah, edit. You guys don't want to see stuff that's not edited. Iris Morgan says our newest calf, about 5 months old, is starting to grow horns. Apparently, her mother, or Charlotte, got involved with a rodeo bull. Do you have the horns removed? We don't have. All of our cattle are polled, so meaning they're born without horns. So that's a decision you're going to have to make.
Yeah, I mean, you could have them removed. You can leave them. It's like the goats. Like people ask, are you going to have, Pepper's horns? Or
No.
Probably not. They're this big. Like, they're not going to kill us.
No, I just like when Jack starts headbutting, like
You just grab his horns.
like he's not a full size goat. They're minis. Like we have mini goats.
Right.
It's not inhumane to remove horns, and obviously, like depending what you're doing with that calf, like you didn't say if it's a steer or a heifer or what. Like obviously, depending on what your purpose with that animal is, will probably influence your decision. Yeah, I'm not gonna horn the goats. Pepper's gonna keep his horns.
Yeah, you can take a banding rubber band and put it around the base of their horn, and it'll actually take it off usually.
Yeah. So. Devil's Tower visit through the Eyes Owl. We've been to Devil's Tower. It's not that exciting. I mean, if you're in the area,
They're asking us to make a video.
It's not
through the eyes of owls. So us.
It doesn't
showing
look any
Devil's Tower.
different to us than it does about the 9 million other videos about Devil's Tower. I don't know what we went last year. We go once every like 5 years or so.
Yeah, the kids it's about an hour away. It's a quick trip. Take the kids, do some hiking. Who was with us last year when we went?
Shirados.
That's right. Yeah.
And Jen and Gabe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tri-tips available? I don't think so. If they're not on the website, they're not available. I don't know.
Sometimes, like you guys need to check back, like for certain cuts and stuff, because like we're selling per item, and I can't have inventory is a bit tricky sometimes, and I don't know how to do everything right. So if there's a huge variance in size, like in the farm store we sell by weight, right? So like we have some T-bones that are 0.75, and then we'll have some T-bones that are 1.5 pounds. Well, that's a big, huge like price difference, right? So what we'll do is like when we're putting stuff away and sorting stuff, it'll be like, oh, these T-bones are smaller, so we'll put those ones on the website. And like right now, like there's big T-bones on the website, so like you'll see prices change and stuff, like if you're really like paying attention. And so sometimes like we got to get through like a certain size that are very similar, because I just have a hard time, like I don't want to charge you for a 1.5 pound T-bone and then give you a 0.75 pound T-bone.
Right.
Right. So
inventory can be a pain, I think is what she said.
Right. It's a pain. And so yeah, tri-tips are sold out. Carrie would know if there's more in the freezer.
Erin would not.
Carrie shipped all the meat orders last week, which was like 50 some of them. Well,
there was 50 meat orders?
Yeah, were you not here for that? No, I mean
I was in California for that, but last time I saw there was like 42. I didn't know we hit 50.
I think 2 more came in that morning, and then we had the giveaway one. So maybe not quite 50. I don't know. Carrie would know. Close to 50
Carrie
orders went out last week, and so yeah, I don't know what inventory is. So
is inventory easier to do in the beginning or towards the end? Like, in between groups of steers. So I mean, we don't get down to hamburger where you're like, okay, maybe you do. Maybe, we've got 4 pounds of hamburger left. We're going to put 3 pounds on the website, and then that's it.
I wouldn't say it's easier at any point. Like, I still always have like an internal panic attack every single time we pack orders of like, did I do the inventory right? Or am I going to oversell?
People that are ordering are, first of all, 9 out of 10 people that are ordering are fans of the channel.
Well, I know, but I
so
still
they're
don't.
If we go back, if we have to call somebody, first of all, you'll tell me to call somebody. So then I call them and I say, hey, we're out of this. Sorry. Do you want to wait a week, or would you like to substitute it with something else?
Well, but it's not like, sometimes it's not wait a week.
Well,
sometimes it's wait 6 weeks.
Right. And so we had, I can't remember who the person was, so they may be here, but ordered short ribs and got a brisket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff happens.
Right. And I think that having a connection to the channel and us and everything else makes those little mistakes a little bit more tolerable, right?
But
all that person did was send an email and ask for a good recipe for the brisket.
Right.
How do I cook this thing?
But what I don't want to do is mess something up.
Plus, they probably made money on the deal, because I think briskets cost more than short ribs.
Yeah, briskets do cost more than short ribs. I don't want something on our end to be the reason. Like, I don't, like, tri-tips, there's a limited amount of those. Like, hamburger, we got hundreds of pounds of hamburger in the freezer. Like, I'm not going to oversell hamburger. But, I hate to, like, you know, when we get down to the end, it's literally like Carrie will be like, there's 4 ribeyes in the freezer. And there are 4 ribeyes in the freezer. And I know I put 4 on the website, but like I still have that internal panic attack all the time.
Is Matt texting you?
Yes. I still have that internal panic attack that somehow the website's going to break and we're going to sell 5 ribeyes and I only have 4. And there is a buffer to some extent because we keep the farm store super stock. We stock the farm store, do the online inventory. So like if things are messed up, like I can kind of fix it, but that only goes so far.
Right.
So
now Jared figured out the hack: order something ridiculous to get a free call from Mike. Honestly, like if I call somebody, usually it's not a problem. And I think if you called somebody, it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh,
if we had Jeff call him, it might be a problem.
I am a perfectionist, 100%. Totally a type A perfectionist personality. So.
No.
Yeah.
Really? Diagnosed?
Yeah. Self.
Medicated? Self-medicated, self-diagnosed. It's all good.
There's a fine line of like being super productive with like a healthy dose of anxiety and over caffeination running and too much.
Right. Yeah. Didn't we used to...
I can live in this little bubble where I can get like a lot of stuff done.
OCD?
A little bit.
They used to call it anal, but not in a good way. All right. So, what do you guys do for your time off entertainment? Do you have time off?
I mean, I haven't done anything for 2 days because I haven't been feeling good.
So Erin gets sick for her time off, and then she can catch up on all the shows.
Take a
Have you been
nap.
watching anything interesting since we're here? Netflix? Have you watched anything interesting?
I'm not a Virgo. I watched a volcano erupt in New Zealand and a bunch of people died.
Live?
No, it was a documentary.
It was in New Zealand?
Yeah, you watched.
I thought you said it was like Antarctica or something, or Iceland or something.
Well, I literally said New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Thanks for listening.
What's the difference between we're going to go back to
Wait,
beef?
I didn't look at my phone, Matt.
Because he's texting you.
I think he's playing a different game. I didn't look at my phone.
Maybe he
on my
looked at his
watch.
phone.
Did you look at your watch?
No, I don't think so. Nobody's texting me. Christy asked
Well,
if
he's
Jeff
texting the group chat, so technically he is texting you.
Okay. For $1,000, you guys can get in on the group chat.
Can I order meat to
Nobody
make
wants
this
to.
week's
Yeah, I
order?
would pay you $1,000. Take my place.
Did somebody say what?
What? Huh?
What? Who's going to pay us $1,000?
Well, you mentioned the group chat,
Oh, someone's going to.
and I said for $1,000 you can get on the group chat.
That's a great plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have a different group chat. Who wants in?
Difference between ground beef to ground chuck.
Ground chuck comes from the chuck. Ground beef comes from everywhere. Ground chuck is a higher fat percentage, and it's from the chuck.
Very cool.
Very specifically from the chuck. Ground beef is from everywhere.
There are so many different cuts of beef, and they're all called different. You know, you got picnic roast. That's a pork thing, isn't it?
That's a boneless shoulder roast.
Okay. See, why didn't they just call it a boneless shoulder roast?
Because it's a picnic roast.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why can you only have that on picnics and you can't have one with a bone in it?
I don't know. I don't make the rules, okay?
Who made the rules?
I don't know. I just know the things.
Somebody made the rules, and I don't think I like that person.
Can I order meat to make this week's order? Maybe. We're kind of short on dry ice, but we can try.
Well, Carrie got extra dry ice.
I don't think she has. I think we're going to be...
We're going to be pretty close. Try it and see. If not, we'll bump you to the following week, and I know you probably don't mind, but...
or the following week, because the blizzard.
or a blizzard. When do we have beef coming back again?
We don't even have beef shipped.
No, I meant... This group is going in March.
March 1st.
So we'll get them back by the end of March.
Yeah, they hang for 2 to 3 weeks, and then it's a week to cut.
Right. So that's when everything comes back into stuff.
We should have pork next week, depending on the blizzard.
True. Okay. Mackenzie taking horseback ride? Not right now. The horseback thing kind of stalls out in the wintertime.
Well, we have to find somebody new because she had to get a real job. I didn't take a quick glimpse at my watch, Matt. You're being a little oversensitive. Yes, my birthday's in August.
Is Matt like the police?
Apparently.
Yeah. See, I knew Tamara wouldn't.
We ship UPS, and UPS is open tomorrow.
Yep.
UPS doesn't follow the same schedule as USPS.
UPS does what they want.
Yeah. Can we order or just buy fat? Yeah, Christy, send me an email of like how much you want. I do have to kind of special order it, although they did send me beef suet this time, but I'm gonna render it. So, but if you want fat, send me or Carrie an email and we can do that. I was thinking about, I was like, oh, I should have gotten pork fat, but I think they've already cut and trimmed everything because I got a bill.
Does pork fat taste different from beef fat?
Well, does beef and pork taste different?
I'm talking about the fat, not the meat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does fat taste like fat?
No. It tastes different.
Okay.
I mean, chicken fat tastes, yeah, it all tastes different.
I don't eat chicken. I mean, I try not to eat chicken fat. I don't compare fat to fat.
Yeah.
I know that pork tastes different than beef.
Well, fat flavor comes from fat. So if the meat tastes different,
I don't know.
you just got to think about it a little bit. Apparently, you've never thought about this.
I've never thought about it.
Yeah, fat tastes different. And then also, I've been watching a lot of rendering videos because they sent us this suet. So I've been trying to learn how to render. Different types of fat taste different too. Like some fat is better for cooking, and some fat.
What different types of fat? Like belly fat as compared to back fat?
Yeah, and like subcutaneous versus like, so like technically tallow is only from the fat around the kidneys of a beef.
Really?
Suet. But you can
I
render
thought there was
any
like
fat.
not a science, but like a whole thing built around fat. Are you gonna make soap?
No, I'm gonna make tallow.
And what is tallow used for?
Cooking.
Okay.
Or soap. I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna make the tallow, and then people are gonna do what they want with it.
So you're taking the fat, rendering it?
Yes.
What is that? Boiling it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You cook out the liquid, and you cook out the, like, there's probably meat in there still, and so you get out all the impurities, and then you have just pure fat.
Cool.
So
Interesting.
I'm gonna try it.
Blizzard's helping us so we don't have drought. Snow now will help fill reservoirs and everything else, so that's all great. Unfortunately, the ground's frozen, so nothing's going into the ground right now. So there is that difference. Once the ground thaws, then moisture goes into the ground. Otherwise, it's just going into reservoirs, sitting in reservoirs.
It's not hurting the drought, but it's and we need winter snow. Like typically, if we don't get winter snow, we don't get spring snow. But like, really, until it starts to warm up and the frost starts to come out, like it's great to have snowpack. Like definitely nothing wrong with having snowpack. We'll just see how wet this snow is. Like it, there's a difference between wet snow and dry snow, and we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
From Hefner Farm, Hefner? You think that's Hefner?
Sure.
Maybe. I was going to wear yours as a shirt today, by the way. Now that you're selling, it's in my truck. Now that you guys are selling to everyone, not just on Patreon, any thoughts on increasing the herd, increasing finishing school? Or are you able to keep up with what you have?
No, we have to increase.
We have to increase. We just kind of have to figure out how we're going to do that. Obviously, we're moving up from 5 animals in the A team and B team to 6 in there. That kind of puts us at the max that we can do as far as the corrals goes, because that's how much room we have in the bunks for everybody to eat. The next option, I guess, would be trying to finish every month.
Yeah, we're finishing every other. We could try and finish every month, but we'd have to, we have to get to weight faster, or we have to, like what you're doing with the backgrounding and like the scrubs and stuff. Like they've, we still have to get to that 1,200 pounds, which we're still working out the kinks on that, and even like maybe pushing to like 1,300 pounds. Like I'd love to get everybody a minimum of 1,200 pounds, even somewhere closer to 1,300 pounds. And then, but we have to, if they're only going to spend 30 days at the B team, 30 days at the A team, that means they have to be closer to 1,000 pounds, and they're going to need more grain out in the field, which like we talked about doing bunks, and like we just got to change some infrastructure around. I don't really think we need more freezers because it's going out as quickly as it's coming in. So freezer space is not the issue. Inventory is the issue.
Yeah.
And then like, so it's not just about weight, but it's about like time on grain too, because that grain creates marbling and some of that just takes time. But because we're backgrounding and feeding those guys, they're on creep now, but they're eventually going to go on grain. They'll have more time on grain.
There's also the problem, and Easy just mentioned it too, is that we have to work with Sturgis.
Yeah.
So we have to work within their limitations, at least, as long as we want to keep working with them, because there are people that use multiple butchers.
I think we could keep working with them. I don't know.
Right, and so if we went to them and said, hey, we want to do 5 steers a month, well,
Or
now
6.
we're doubling their workload from our back door.
Yeah, I think they could. I think they can do 6 every month, but I'm also just making an assumption here. I haven't talked to them about it.
Maybe they're watching.
We also have to cash flow it, guys. That's also grain's expensive. Processing is expensive. You shared in the jerky video and stuff how much that day's invoice was.
Yeah.
But there was more that went into it. Picking up pigs, I think this week. It depends on the blizzard. I got the invoice. It's $7,500.
Yeah.
So and obviously we fed those guys since, May, and then we get to make the money off of them. And so it's just a constant juggle of cash flow and stuff around here of how many animals are at the processor?
I mean, ideally, what we would like to do is pre-sell everything at the beginning of the year. So if you guys went to our
That's a
website
nightmare.
and said, hey, I'm going to order, a subscription box of 10 steaks a month, and you paid for them ahead of time,
That's such a nightmare.
It would be a nightmare. But
I
I'm
don't
just
wanna
saying
do any of
that
that.
the problem is that we do have to put, you're basically spending a lot of money that then pays off over time.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of money before that product gets to you. I mean, when you guys finally get the product, that's where we finally get to make money off of it, and our cost is done. But it's just a cash flow constant.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I mixed feed for the A and the B team last Sunday. That was a ton. I mixed another ton today. So in 1 week, we went through 2,000 pounds of corn, oats,
Because
barley.
the A team is at max rations right now.
Right.
And so when we're at max
Actually
ration,
over 2,000 pounds because we mixed the hay into it too.
Yeah.
So, so in 1 week we went through 2,000 pounds of feed, and that's just going to keep on happening.
Right.
So, just Scoot, $20 super chat. Explain backgrounding. So, we have the A team is the steers that are going to go next. They are the biggest steers on the ranch. The B teams are right behind them. They're 2 months behind them. And then we have what are called the scrubs. Now the scrubs are in the backgrounding phase. So once we wean the scrubs, ideally you would move them into their own corral or their own pasture is the way we're doing it. And you feed them the hay, because everybody gets hay. So everybody has free access to hay all the time. But what we're doing is giving them a little bit extra protein in the form of about 1% of their total body weight of the entire herd that's over there, which is about 13,000 pounds or something like that. So we're giving them about 1% of their body weight per day in the form of creep, which is a 16% protein supplement. And what that does is that's going to help them gain weight on pasture faster so that they're ready to become the new B team.
And they're not on pasture, they're on hay. They're in a
Well,
pasture.
they're in a pasture.
But they're not grazing right now.
Yeah, everybody has hay.
Yeah.
So,
Have you contacted Priscilla's in Buffalo? Thanks for the super chat, Hugh. No, because our inventory's not changing. Beef is slow, guys. We're gonna need more pork. I can pick up pigs a lot easier. It's real tricky to pick up steers. And as of right now, we'll be going to 6 every other month. If we're gonna change to 6 every month, we don't have the inventory for that. That's
not right now, no.
So along with cash flowing our current processing and grain needs, we also have to cash flow more animals to the ranch. And so whether that's buying calves from a neighbor or an auction or buying bred cows, bred heifers are very much out of our price range at $2,500 a piece. Yeah, I mean, these are beef is slow. It's great that we have a huge demand for our product, but we're gonna have to baby step our way into you know, we don't do anything fast around here. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Like, it kind of
The only thing we make fast is videos.
It kind of takes us a minute.
The videos come out fast.
It just kind of takes us a minute to like get into this, and like demand's really high right now because it's new to a lot of people and stuff. Like, it will settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is how this always works. So, and we still have plenty of other products available that you guys can buy if we run out of steaks and stuff. And so, like, it's gonna settle down. So
Ken asked, he wondered how we make money off of this whole thing, and it is the big thing is if we take a calf that we raise and we sell it at auction, we're gonna break even, right? We can take that same calf, finish it out on the ranch, and now that calf is worth 3 times as much as it would have been.
We make money because I can run a spreadsheet. Like, we can track expenses and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big part of like how we, like, our prices are not just made up prices. Like, they're based upon like information that this is how much it's costing to finish this animal. And we do better on beef than we do on pork. Chickens are stupid.
Eggs are a wash.
Yeah.
And meat chickens we lose money on meat
Right.
chickens.
Yeah. And so we make money because that's why we're here. Like, we're here to make money. And obviously, like, YouTube and brand deals and all of that, like, supplement a lot of things and allow us to grow. If we were just having to grow the business based upon beef sales, like, it would be even slower, right? And, like, I don't know, we wouldn't have carry if it was just based upon just solely, like, beef sales. We also wouldn't be selling the volume that we're selling without social media. So, I don't know. I mean, but it's all like I get asked often, and I see like on like social media forums and stuff, like, you know, I have a green finished steer that weighs, well, I don't know what it weighs, but like, how much do you think it's worth? Unless you know how much it's costing to produce that animal, like, that's what you need to ask. That's what you need to know before you set your price. If you're retailing anything.
So this is a problem that agriculture, at least the livestock side of things, that has had for years and years and years, is the fact that you can take a calf to auction and sell it for whatever you get at auction and be happy with that check. When a lot of people don't know how much money they really have into raising that, or into that, getting that calf to auction. One of the things that we've really tried to concentrate on doing over the last 3 or 4 years is tracking our input costs and keeping track of what everything costs, and how much that steer costs, and how much does it cost to produce a pound of hamburger.
And we're not great at, I mean, like, we miss stuff along the way, like, you know, how many bales exactly went into.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's all that.
There's a lot.
Fuel or whatever
Yeah.
else. There's still, electricity, insurance. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. But when we're doing a good job of tracking feed. We know how much feed is going into each animal. Labor, Jeff's labor isn't worth anything. So when he's here, it's a wash. But for some reason, I get paid like $300 an hour though, so it's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, it's all a matter of just knowing what you've got into it. Now, if you weren't making any money, you wouldn't do it. I mean, that's just how it works.
Yeah, I mean, the bank gave us money to buy land, so I think we're making money.
Yeah, Easy asked a while back, how many calves is it going to take to pay off the land loan? A lot.
Years,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Jeff is back. What did you deliver, Jeff? What did you Uber for us? Did you Uber a person or food, or what did you do? I'm really interested in knowing. We don't get Uber out here, so. I saw a $100 super chat back here that I totally skipped over. Let me go back. Sorry, JP Merrick. $100 super chat. I can only do 100. I think that's the max, actually. How much chuck would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could
You
chuck
used to be able to do
pork
500.
And Bambi helps? I don't know. I have no idea.
Nobody needs to do 100. Thank you, JP.
Thank you very much. I don't know. You're a hoot.
There was another question. Can you scroll back?
Yeah. Oh, with the farmer, we could corn, oats, barley direct from a farmer. Honestly, we're getting
There's
it from
no
a
grain.
mill, which
Yeah.
is about the best we can do.
There's no grain around here for us to buy. I mean, not like we'd have to drive just as far.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to buy it through Dakota Mill. Oh, Kenneth Cummins, have you thought about asking a neighbor to raise cattle for you too so you can get more beef? Have to pay for it. So it doesn't matter if we're raising it or somebody else is doing it, have to pay for it. So
Right, but we are in the process of talking to a neighbor about possibly buying some steers from them, and at least it's local, it's just across the fence line kind of thing. They're eating the same thing.
But they're not going to like raise, I mean, they're going to raise steers. But not like, they're not going to finish an animal for us.
No, I don't think that's what that person was asking. I think you're just buying calves from somebody else local and then bringing them into our program.
Yeah, I mean, we can go to anybody and buy I mean, like, nobody.
I like the idea of buying something from somebody who's
Right.
local and a neighbor or somewhere close by that's eating the same grass that we have, and they keep the same flavor profile, and they have the same attitude, and you know they speak the same language.
Yeah, no, I agree. But that's a lot.
We
Like,
get no Montana cows up in here.
yeah, I mean, like, we can buy, but I think there's a big difference between buying calves, right? That they're going to sell to us, or they're going to sell to anybody, right? Like when I think of that sentence of like having a neighbor raise animals for you, that to me would mean like doing something different outside of their normal program.
Oh, no.
Which like that, no, we'll buy steers from a neighbor until our herd will sustain what we need.
Right. What does the picture on the table by Erin say? Is there a picture? Oh yeah, I think JB Weld sent us that. Yeah.
If at first you don't succeed, do it the way your wife told you.
Yeah. There was also a question way earlier, and I'm sorry, I saw it and I didn't get a chance to answer it. 30 and 30 commemorative T-shirts. We did them last year.
There will be T-shirts.
There will be T-shirts. In fact, I can tell you that we are working on a Cracker Jack T-shirt. I don't know if that'll come out for 30 and 30 or what, but we're working on that T-shirt. If you've got any ideas for T-shirts for 30 and 30, let us know.
We have a theme that we're tossing around, so they'll all be based around that theme. So
Kenzie is really excited during the 30 and 30. Of course, Bambi's birthday is during that time. She's going to design another Bambi's birthday shirt. Hopefully we can have a picture of Bambi on it. And I don't know what she has planned, honestly. But, yeah.
Our Texas Homestead, thank you for the super chat. So you don't make anything on meat birds. Is that because you grain fed or pasture fed? They're grain. Well, they eat meat bird food, which is corn based. It's because of our death loss. It's because of our predator pressure and us just user operator error most of the time. In all reality, we've tried a few different ways of raising meat birds. I don't know what to do about meat birds because I can sell. We don't have a processor that will do meat birds. If we had a processor, I would raise 1,000 of them a year. But last year we had horrible predator pressure, and even though we were trying to stay on top of it, and like you were out trying to shoot a coyote, Jeff was out, Carrie was out, like we were just not, they were, we'd fix what we thought they were breaking through, and then they would get through again, and like it was just a nightmare. So, and you get one night where a predator will come in and you lose 15 birds.
We basically built a chicken Fort Knox.
Yeah.
And that kept them out.
Yes, eventually, yeah. But yeah, you can, and it's hard when there's like, until like they, like obviously there, at one point there was like, oh my gosh, yes, obviously something's getting in here, but like, in hindsight, like we were maybe losing a bird or two a night. But then you have those nights where they come in and they'll take 15 or 20 of them, and then there's your profit margin right there. So,
it's gone.
Yeah,
We're not worried about somebody taking a steer.
No.
Or at least a coyote.
Not a coyote, but yeah.
I did shoot a coyote yesterday.
Yeah, so we had really bad predator pressure last year. So, that just is not, it's hard when you have a lot of predators. So I just don't know that we're in the best area to raise meat chickens. So.
Right. Unless we had a building for them that was completely animal proof. But, honestly, like it is, chickens are so time consuming for what you get out of them. Right. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I really, really wish that we had a processor in the area because I would happily pay somebody else to process them. So I don't have any meat birds ordered. I know we could sell all of them. I know I have customers that are going to be disappointed.
They're probably disappointed now. They're probably here.
I'm disappointed in me too.
From Ken, how much does a tote of COB cost? What, 300 and?
It depends. It's
based on market value.
It's based on market value.
So last time we bought 3 totes, they were $340 a piece.
Yep. And last summer, I think we paid upwards of $500.
Corn price. Yeah. It's mostly corn, so
there's
a lot of corn.
Would favorite cows like Cracker Jack or Bambi be put into feedlot program? Nope, they won't be put into the feedlot program because that's for steers. So that's for young cows, or heifers, not old cows. Bambi won't go anywhere. I always joke that Cracker Jack's going to be made into jerky. That gets a lot of outrage when that's discussed. Although he's our animal, he's my mom's animal. So
if Cracker Jack goes away, you can just wonder.
I mean, yeah, old cows that don't get pregnant, like that's what goes into jerky. And I know like a lot of people, I'm not opposed to, like we don't have to take every animal and make them into jerky and stuff. And like Cracker Jack very well may spend the rest of his life here, and he is my mom's cow. So if she doesn't want to sell him to us, then, and he stays here, then he stays here. You know, and he can be made into compost or whatever. But also like all those animals that eventually give their lives to us and are turned into jerky, that's sustaining the ranch just as much as compost sustains the land. So it's not, they're not a waste product no matter where they end up. They are doing something, they're giving their life to help sustain the ranch. So all animals serve a purpose around here.
Right.
Yeah.
Have we butchered the last of the chickens yet?
No, there's like 8.
They're huge. They're like turkeys. They're hanging out with the turkeys.
Yeah, they need to just go into our freezer. Yeah, there's like 8 of them that still need to go. You need a livestock guardian dog. Yeah, I would love a livestock guardian dog. The highway's tricky.
You figured out what LGD was?
Yeah, livestock guardian dog.
I had no idea.
Yeah, if someone could tell me how to make money on meat chickens, that'd be great. It's the loss. And like they're dumb too because they're chickens, right? So like we had some one year that like smothered each other in a corner, or like, and we've had chicks that it's like we get them to be like a month old and you think that they should be fine, and then all of a sudden like they smother each other, or like something happens and they die, and it's the death loss. It's not, if they all finished out, like we would make money on them. It's the death loss.
Right. Okay, I just saw a question. What's going on with the John Deere Gator? I'm gonna actually put up a poll question here. I'm gonna catch you guys up on what's happening with the Gator. We do have the Gator back on the ranch. They, the dealership that we work with, took it upon themselves to fix it. They fixed it. Didn't even ask us.
Are you really gonna go here?
Yeah, I'm going to, because they figured what the hell. So they fixed it and brought it back to the ranch. I said, well, wait a minute. First of all, I didn't tell you to fix it, but because I wanted to find out who was going to pay for the fixing before we fixed it.
Yeah,
right?
So there's a debate on whether, there always has been since we took it over there, of who was going to pay for it, right? Is it a safety concern? We were just outside of our extended warranty, but they were trying to still get it covered. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
the question is that now we've got the Gator back. I get a phone call from John Deere, and our focus has always been that this is a safety issue with the Gator, that it wasn't caused by anything from our negligence or anything like that. They ended up replacing the transmission, and when I originally got the quote, I was told about $5,000 to replace the transmission. Actually came back at $8,000 to replace the transmission. So John Deere said, what's fair? How would you like to do this? What is fair to you guys? Would you like to do it 50-50, 70-30? What is fair for who should pay for the repairs on the Gator? So I'm going to throw a poll up here in just a second. And the poll is, should John Deere pay for the Gator repairs? Now, it was outside of warranty. I'll tell you that. It was outside of warranty. 670 hours. Warranty was 600 hours.
We bought extended warranty.
We did.
Because like normal warranty is like 100 hours or something.
Right. So the truth of the matter is it was outside of warranty. But it also is a safety issue that the throttle sticks when you get snow underneath the undercarriage of the machine. So my question to you is that enough of a reason to have John Deere pay for 100% of the repairs, or should we be responsible for part of it considering it is outside of warranty? Make sense?
Yeah, and there was no we did not discuss if we even wanted it fixed.
Right. So now it's back on the ranch, and I actually talked to our salesman, and I said, you know, well, who's paying for this? And he said, we'll figure it out. And then I thought it was a little when they say, well, you need to give us a number, make us an offer. And I'm just like, I don't want to make you an offer. I want you to pay for it.
I said 0.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't actually gotten back to him yet. So, anywho, super fun times. But yeah, I mean, there is that whole thing. When something is outside of warranty, is the company free and clear?
But this wasn't like a normal like wear and tear issue. Like this wasn't like a normal mechanical failure. Like if your car goes speeding down the road at 100 miles an hour because the throttle sticks, like that's not, I don't know.
They should be built not to do that.
Right, yes.
So, interesting how this is all going to play out. I honestly have no idea. I need to call on Tuesday and start working on that. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Super duper fun times.
There was a super chat, that $4.99 super chat.
Was there?
Scroll down. Other way, you're going the wrong way.
Up here.
Chicken tractor and electric fence is the easiest for meat birds that I found. Yeah, and we have a chicken tractor. We had to put hardware cloth around it. Texas has all kinds of land and air predators. The problem is with us is that they'll dig under. So
yeah,
that's the tricky part. So
super duper fun times. All right.
Yeah, safety is a bit different. Like when it falls into like a safety issue.
So I thought, and my original thought was that, and I have a reason behind this, but when I went through a snowbank and the undercarriage got cold, that's when it would do it. It went bananas, right? When they got it, they said it was actually the throttle cable was freezing because of moisture got inside the throttle cable.
That's not our fault.
That still shouldn't happen, right? You can't you can't have moisture inside your throttle cable because it will freeze and bad things happen. So they told me I was wrong by saying it was an electrical issue, but either way, it's still a safety issue, right? We do have it back. I haven't had any issues with it. I can't say I really went and drove it through any snowbanks or
I think
anything.
you should drive it through a snowbank.
Maybe the next storm here, I'll just go drive it around all over the place.
I think you should drive it through a snowbank.
All right.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, everyone has an opinion about what brand to use and stuff, and you know, there's a lot of you shouldn't have a Gator and stuff. Like we had that first Gator though. That was Gilbert's Gator. It was a great Gator. It ran for a very, very, very long time. You know, they're not cheap. They're supposed to be well built. They're supposed to last for a long time. They're all expensive. It's not like a Ranger or a Razor or anything else is any cheaper. Like they're all ridiculously expensive.
Ferrari should make it side by side.
Yeah, they all have their issues, and they all have great reviews online, and they all have bad reviews online. So
yeah.
You know, and
the other bad part about the whole thing is that we still owe money on the Gator.
Yep, I mean it's on payments. Like we didn't pay for it outright.
Right.
And that also is a selling point, is they do in-house financing at 0% interest. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of other companies and stuff have low interest rates and stuff too, and specials and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's not like we love the Gator. I don't know, but like. We don't have anything else either. So
I don't feel as attached to this Gator as I did like Gilbert's Gator. Like the first Gator that you guys saw me in the beginning of the videos that we were driving around, that Gator was bought for Gilbert, and he didn't like it, and let us drive it. But like that one, I felt more of a connection with. This one, I'm like, it's a vehicle, I can jump in it and take off. But I could buy a.
And we have had issues from this. Yes, Nancy. There's been it would not accelerate, and then now it accelerates too much. Yeah, I mean it's tough. It has not been a great Gator for us. That's 100% reality. But we still owe money on it.
And if we end up paying $8,000, we're going to end up upside down on it if we sell it. And there's the other ethical issue of, do we sell it and somebody else inherits our problem?
We can't private sell it.
No, I don't want anybody else to get hurt. Not that it hasn't done it. They may have fixed it. It may be a 100% brand new Gator, but there's still that stuff in the back of your mind. Every time I go out and drive through a snowbank, I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we're going to trade it in, if we're going to get rid of it, it's going to go through a John Deere dealer, and they're going to assume any liability if it does do it again. We're not going to private sell it. I think it's just too risky.
Just go through the dealer.
I don't know what else to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like we're kind of in a bad situation. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. And we need something that's for work, not a razor for like.
No, I don't need to go 900 miles an hour.
Well, and that's not what we're doing.
No.
You know. The poll says that John Deere should pay for it.
Well, of course. It does. You know, it is interesting that, you know, 8% do say that John Deere shouldn't have to pay for it. It's outside of warranty.
And I saw somebody say like that us paying for 25% is fair. And like, I said 0, but like I'm just being stubborn. Like I realize that we're probably going to end up paying for some of it. So, we're not bad customers. And don't want to be bad customers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. See, like just Scoot. I mean, at the end of the day, the warranty had expired. John Deere should have properly and accurately quoted the repair price ahead of time. And as far as the frozen throttle cable, they have no control of it and how it is operated.
But
However,
it should not get.
You shouldn't be able to get moisture inside your throttle cable. If that's what it was. If it's an electronic issue, then it's a whole other thing too. So yeah.
How can transmission cost 1/3 of the manufactured price of the entire vehicle? Because it costs more than $24,000 for that Gator. It's closer to 30.
Yeah, and labor.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get you on labor. So it is what it is. I mean, it's just something that we're gonna have to deal with, and obviously if something changes, you guys will be brought right along with it. I'm not so much as digging on John Deere because I know that, you know, like our dealership has to deal with corporate on this
Right.
issue, and there's all kinds of stuff that they have to deal with, and honestly, like John Deere doesn't give a rat's ass who we are, so we're just another customer has a
Yeah.
broken piece of equipment, which is good because that's the way I'd rather be treated. At the same time, I'd like to be treated like, you know, a good customer.
Right. Yeah. It's a tricky situation. It's not. I don't know. I know we'll probably end up paying for some of it, but I can be stubborn in the short term.
Our salesman knows we're not happy. Actually, when they brought the Gator back after getting fixed, I found out he took a bunch of pictures of it because he kind of had an idea that we might be putting it on the lot. So
Yeah.
he knows we're not happy, but it is what it is. Huh. Anyway.
Have John Deere buy it back and then trade in for a new one. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen in all reality because we just don't trust it.
Right.
It's had issues from the beginning. So.
Yippers.
John Deere hates bad press. Call corporate and complain. Yeah, I mean,
I don't have the number for corporate. I don't
it's on the
either.
back of the cereal box.
No, maybe it is on the back. Maybe. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and our salesperson is great. Like, we really, really like our local salesperson, and we're not trying to like burn that bridge. So.
No.
And John Deere Gators are good pieces of equipment. Like I said, there's good reviews and bad reviews about all different brands of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
And yeah, they should have quoted us the price before they fixed it.
That would have been nice.
And that's the local dealer.
Yeah.
So.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here's what we got going on coming up. We need to write John Deere a letter. Where do you mail letters still? I don't know how that works. Tomorrow is a federal holiday, and I've decided that I'm taking federal holidays off from now on. So no video coming out tomorrow. We will have a video on Thursday. I'm a federal employee. I'm gonna
No,
enjoy
you're
it.
not.
I'm gonna pretend I am. So a new video coming out on Thursday. Then we are going to get back into the 3 video a week cycle. That 3 video a week cycle is going to run up until the beginning of the 30 and 30, which is 38 days away. Then we switch over to 1 video a day, which is going to be super awesome and lots of fun. Take that all the way through to the end of the 30 and 30, 24-hour live. We are doing a 24-hour live stream, right?
Yeah, it's on the calendar.
Okay, 24-hour live stream takes place at some date on the calendar, somewhere out there 30 days after we start.
If you bought a calendar,
you would know.
you would know.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to buy a calendar.
There's one over
Then
there.
we will be changing our posting schedule a little bit, and that'll obviously allow for some little bit of wiggle room. But lots of videos still on the way, lots of stuff going on the ranch. Honestly, like if you're thinking about finishing beef, pork, whatever, make sure you subscribe because like I think we're throwing tips out here right and left, and if we can make the mistakes so that somebody else it makes their life a little bit easier, I'm all for it. So make sure that you are following along. If you have family or friends that might be interested, share it with them. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. All right, Patreon live stream next Sunday, the 26th of February. That's our Patreon exclusive live stream. If you are a Patreon supporter, you will get an email as well as a message or something. It'll be a post on Patreon giving you the link and everything to that. Ethel is still pregnant. Boy, she was outside today when I went to closing animals, and you can call her and say, Ethel, come on, time for bed.
She's a good donkey.
And she just waddles in, but oh my gosh, she's just like, she's so sad, and she's gonna be she's gonna lose like 50 pounds in one day, and she's gonna be thrilled.
Are they
it.
50 pounds?
I imagine all the liquids and juices and everything else that are gonna squirt out of her. That's probably gonna equal 50 pounds.
Yeah, but any woman that has a baby barely even comes home losing the weight of the actual baby.
Well, true. She might have some baby weight.
Super disappointing.
Matt's letting us know next regular live stream is March 5th, and then, of course, 2 weeks after that. So
He's still going to feed the animals tomorrow, and we're going to ship beef. You're just not making a video.
I'm just not making a video.
And technically, you didn't make the video today.
Right.
So you technically took today off.
Correct. Alrighty, guys, that's pretty much it for us for today. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. All you guys that support us by ordering beef, pork, beef jerky, which we have in stock now. Again, what is this? Ooh, this is teriyaki. You're not making dinner, are you?
No.
Okay, no, I'm just gonna eat this.
I had
for
some
dinner.
olives.
You had olives for dinner?
Yeah.
Erin's not feeling super great, so.
The
Oh my gosh,
duelist,
a
thank you.
$200
That's
super
pound.
chat from
Pound? Is that a
200
pound?
pound from
Is that a pound?
so that's more than $200.
Is that a pound?
Yes, I think that's a pound.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I shouldn't open it. I should send you this beef jerky, but I'll eat it for you. All right. Thank you very much. Now I got a bite in my mouth. I'm talking to my mouth full.
Get a real gator. Don't we have a real gator? It says gator on it.
Maybe a real alligator.
Too cold. Hey, it's gonna blizzard this week. Wish us good luck. Probably gonna have some blizzard content.
Blizzard content on the way. Thank you very much, everybody. All the super chats, you guys are awesome. Of course.
Oh, it's a euro.
Oh, euro. My bad. Pounds, euros. Poll results. Oh yeah, poll results.
John Deere should pay the gator.
Yeah, 91% say that John Deere should pay for the gator. 203 votes taken. So thank you guys very much. Thank you to our moderators, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Man, Lori Hable, Zach Hewitt, and Jeff Lake. Who else am I missing?
That's it.
William Dunn. Thank you very much,
William.
guys, and thanks for